AIMG.
Oh, Pilkington.
Pilkington, yeah.
Pilkington. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Just want to say.
People call it Pilk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pilk.
Wonderful. Okay, we'll get started in a couple minutes. You don't have to worry about the questions from the students. I will monitor them and ask. Yeah, we'll just have a conversation. I'll go back and forth. I'll ask you each a question, and we'll just go back and forth. And if you want to chime in on someone else's answer, you can do that as well too.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Great. Oh, okay. So, have you received any reactions to this, Rickey? Has anyone like recognized you or
I have not necessarily anyone like out in public, but my friends, like I've had like a lot of high school friends who like keep up with me on Instagram and stuff. They'll see, they follow like Best Summer Ever movie on Instagram as well, and they'll always like send me messages like, "Oh man, I can't believe, like, are you dancing in this? Are you singing?" Because I didn't really sing and dance and stuff in high school, so like I have a lot of friends from back home that are kind of confused. And I'm like, yeah, remember when I moved to LA to do the acting thing? Yeah, this is that. But it's cool. It's cool seeing the amazing responses that the movie's getting all across the board. It's incredible to be a part of something that reaches such a great audience. So that's all the reaction I need. Just our hard work, seeing our hard work come to fruition.
Great. I'm just gonna do a quick switch here. Not sure if you can.
But let me know if I'm yelling. I feel like I talk loud.
A quick switch here.
Okay.
Hold on. Great, because I don't like the way this is coming through.
There we go.
Okay, we're going to begin. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you've been with us before, welcome back. If you have Q&A, if you have questions, put them in the Q&A portal and we'll get to them as time allows. And special thanks to Beth Steele Radisik, whose efforts made today's conversation possible. Okay, let's begin. Hello, and welcome to Film Slam Stream's post-film conversation for Best Summer Ever. My name is Eric Siler, and I'm a professor of film, media arts, and communications, as well as moderator for this conversation. We're very pleased to be joined by the producer from Best Summer Ever, Andrew Pilkington. And we're also pleased to be joined by the actor, one of the lead actors in the film, Rickey Wilson, who played Tony. Hello, Andrew, and hello, Rickey. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on. This is an honor to be here, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed the movie.
Well, great. It's so great to have both of you. Let me start with you, Andrew. Andrew, as a producer of this film, you had a lot of responsibility, a lot of details. Tell us briefly what your role was as a producer in making this film happen.
Yeah, well, producer have many jobs. I was a co-writer of the film as well. So my main job was to make sure all the filming happens, hiring crew members, hiring people who work on the movie, also doing the budget for the movie, so making sure we have money to pay people and, you know, get money to make the film. But, yeah, and also a lot of scheduling, like doing emails, you know, setting up uh, film festivals, and you know, making sure the movie gets out there. And it's like I tell people I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a lot of everything.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah, a lot of behind the scenes responsibilities that we don't see that makes the film successful. Now, over to you, Rickey. Tell us, how did you first hear about this project and get involved in it? Did you go through an audition? Tell us about that.
Well, my good friend from college, her stage name is Moo. I know her as Madeline Rhodes. I don't know if she wants me to say that, but she's a good friend of mine, so she'll have to deal with it. But we hadn't spoken in like a couple of years, and out of the blue, I was just in my apartment, and she texts me. She's like, "Is this still your number? Are you still an actor?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I am. What's up?" And she calls me, and I think she just calls me because she's in town and wants to hang out. But she's just like, yeah, I've recently been involved with like some of the most incredible people I've ever met, and you're an incredible person, and I want to send you this documentary, and I want you to let me know if these are the kind of people that you can roll with. That's what she said, and like, and when she sent me that, I already knew that there was something different was about to happen. I didn't realize how much my life was going to change, but I knew it was a friend that I really trusted from college. And so she sent me Becoming Bulletproof. And I had watched that documentary, and I think I watched it twice in a row because I was just like, this is incredible. My first thought was like, did this win an Oscar, or like, was it even considered for awards? And so we kept in touch, and eventually I met with Will Halby at a coffee shop in LA, and we just discussed like the project that they were like working on. He told me a little bit more about Xeno Mountain Farm, the family that I would soon be joining myself. And we just really hit it off, me and Will Halby. And I went to Venice. There's like a sort of a home base for Xeno in Venice. And I got to meet like so many of the people that I had just seen in Becoming Bulletproof. It was weird, like watching that documentary, and then like maybe less than a month later, I was just meeting everyone, and I already felt like I was sort of in a movie because it was just pretty surreal. But I fell in love with like all of the people there, and most of them fell in love with me. You know, I think some of them probably think I'm a little weird, but that's okay. And yeah, I just sort of got involved that way. And oddly enough, my audition was pretty much that meeting with Will Halby at the coffee shop. And I remember he was like, hey, so can you sing and dance? And I was like, yep. And he was like, all right, cool. And it's one of those moments as an actor where it's like, yeah, you say yes, and then you figure it out. So luckily I was able to, with the help of like, we had like an amazing choreographer and choreographer assistant on set, and everyone was like so patient with me. So it was just an overall incredible experience.
Well, great. I just want to let our audience know, clarify a couple of things. Is Moo, she played the antagonist and the mean cheerleader.
Yeah.
And you said Venice, you're referring to Venice, California, because I know you're joining us from LA.
Oh yeah, I'm joining from LA. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's fine. That's quite all right. Did you, when you auditioned, did you have to do a screen test with Sage, Shannon DeVito?
So Shannon actually joined us like a little bit later in the process, and then when she did come to set, and we were so lucky to have her join us. When she did come to set, yeah, we were pretty much already, like, our chemistry was pretty much already there. And I guess there wasn't necessarily a screen test per se, but in our first few rehearsals, we were all like figuring things out and getting blocking together. And it really helped that we got along so well. She's so funny. But yeah, there wasn't necessarily like a, how do I say, like an official screen test.
Okay. Just new.
Yeah.
So yeah, Andrew, you want to add something to that? Were you involved with that whole casting process?
Yeah, I was one of the original writers of the movie, so I was like, the movie took many different forms before it became what it is now. So like, we were originally it was gonna be a short film, so we were like casting. We put out a casting call for disabled talent. We got Sarah and Emily Clayton who played Nancy.
Yeah, Emily. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
She was really talented.
yeah, and a lot of actors. Yeah, so we, that's why I met Rickey, and I immediately knew he was an amazing person. I'm like, I really hope you actually can get, because I like, yeah, he wound up being incredible. So yeah, it was definitely an unconventional process to get a movie out there. We were writing it as we were filming it. I don't recommend the young filmmakers.
It was running gun. We were on the go. It was great.
We've had the script before you start filming. But yeah. Also, Moo, who played Beth, wrote all the music for the movie. So she's a very talented songwriter.
Yeah, incredible songwriter. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, she was. I couldn't believe I looked at the credits. I couldn't believe, the pieces that she wrote and how it just fit in so well. So I know, Andrew, you and Mumu had to work together with your writing and the script to make it all come together. Did a great that. So I just want to let everyone know we are talking to the producer of Best Summer Ever, Andrew Pilkington, and the lead actor in the film, Rickey Wilson. If you have questions, put them in the Q&A portal and we'll get to them as time allows. And see, we have a question that's come in. Someone wants to know how long did it take to make this film? I'll throw it out to either one of you.
Well, from beginning to end, we started writing it in May of 2017, and we filmed it in the fall of 2017. And we basically started post-production last February. So about 3 years almost. Yeah.
Wow, that's a long amount of time, but I mean, it's paid off, it was worth the wait. It looks like we have another question. They want to know, where is the high school located? I know you filmed in Vermont. Is that where the high school is located?
Yes, it's a high school in Lincoln, Vermont, called Mount Abraham High School, right near Vermont Farm Camp in Lincoln, Vermont. And a lot of our people in the movie went to that high school, so they were nice enough to let you bit for it a month, and they were incredible letting us use it for so long, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, it just seems like a really a charming and setting that you were in that just added to the aura of the film. Over to you, Rickey. Good questions, folks. Keep them coming in. Over to you, Rickey. As an actor, once the director and the producers see you in a role and you start acting, actors have a chance to actually lend some of their own personality to the film. Did you change anything or make any suggestions in the film that changed from the original script to what ended up being in the film?
Well, that's a very good point, and it's very true. I think, like, as an actor, it's like a fine line between using, like, making suggestions through the choices that you've made and going over to the, like, producers or writers and be like, hey, I think we should change this line. But there would be a lot of times where, like, through rehearsals or, like, either working with Andrew or Tara McIntosh, who's amazing in the film, we found moments that could sort of, like, either change like the lineage of a scene or sort of inform something for later on in the movie. So I guess as an actor, I like making suggestions through the work that I'm doing, through my performance, because that's the way that I ask questions, not necessarily verbally, but, like, through the body.
All right. Well, very, very good. Yes. Yeah. It just showed your attention to the detail and making sure it came off in a really fine way. Back to you. In terms of the inspiration for your writing, this had hints of some things we may have seen before, but it was unique. Some people might say it was a little bit of High School Musical, a little bit of Glee, maybe a little bit of Mean Girls. Can you tell us, was there an inspiration for this film? Maybe your own high school days?
Yeah, well, we really love those movies. So you bought the internet, but this is the place to high school musical. So we want to, like, do a homage to those type of films, to, like, riff on that genre. It's definitely not the most original plot ever made, but it was on purpose. Because, we were trying to show how people with disabilities can play unconventional roles. So we were trying to make a plot that everyone is familiar with and, comfortable with. So, like, yeah, it was definitely, like,
All right.
very, yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Yes, we all draw from different areas to inspire us to create art. Over to you, Rickey. Was there a favorite scene or a favorite memory from making this film that you want to share with us?
A lot of favorite memories, but I'd say, like, one that really stands out is the day. This is around the time we were working on the, like, Ready to Ride number, the dance number that ends in me, like, with all of the people cheering me on. And there was one morning where we were doing the scene or the part where I'm swan diving off the barn and, like, landing perfectly balanced on the ground. But it was a really fun day because it was just a chance to, like, that wasn't a very short fall. And obviously I didn't, we did some movie magic so I could land that way. But there were times where I was falling backwards, and it was amazing just being able to muster up sort of the courage to just go for it. Because, like, when you're on a set and you have a lot of people that are, like, doing their jobs and everyone's, like, working hard, you don't want to be the one wasting everyone's time because you're scared to do a swan dive off the barn. So it was fun just to sort of displaying that I don't know, that fearlessness just to try something, even though I'm not necessarily sure about it. Because once again, it wasn't a very short fall, but that was one of my favorite days. And it was such a fun number to work on, and being able to work with the choreographer to get the dance moves just right. And like you said, being able to just pay attention to detail and day in and day out, not letting myself slack off, because it'll show throughout the movie.
Absolutely, it would. It would. Andrew, we have another question coming in, and this is for you. Is are there any plans to make a sequel to Best Summer Ever?
No, no. I don't want to give us right now $5 million from government. No,
I'd be down.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very fun process, but it was definitely something very time consuming. So I think we have a lot of great ideas. I'm sure they can cook up another great movie sometime in the future. But not as of yet. Nothing, never.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. Exactly. Well, never say never, because I could easily see this becoming a sequel, or even moving on to become a musical play as well too.
Wow.
I understand that. Someone else will have a question. They want to know, I guess you can answer this, Ricky. Were they really playing football in the film, or was it just staged that way?
There were some, like I remember a few shots where we were running plays, but we definitely didn't play a full game. But there were days where we were getting B-roll footage, like additional footage. And we did go up to one of the high school games. We were able to be on the sidelines and just get some just B-roll footage. There would be funny moments where there was one time I guess it was during halftime or a timeout, they went to the locker room and we needed to get a shot where it was looking like I was coming out with the team. So as they were coming out, they were just like, go in there. So I just started running with these high schoolers, and they're like, who are you? And I was like, it's just a movie. We're doing a movie. So we were at a real football game at one point, but we didn't actually ourselves play. But I was being creepy. It had to be creepy for the movie for a little bit, which is, says all in a day's work.
And Rickey cannot get a football.
Yeah, the kicking, yeah. I'm still working on it, but yeah, my kicking abilities, they weren't the best. They weren't up to Hollywood standards, but you win some, you lose some.
I see. You do. One scene that I really enjoyed was the ending scene where the singing and the dancing, mm-hmm. and the cast, the crew was included in that too, and yeah. I thought that was just remarkable. Was that done on purpose, or was that? Can you, Ricky or Andrew, speak to about that scene?
Yeah, that was planned. So we were trying to showcase how our crew were completely integrated as well. So that, that was the terrible audience, how we made the film, how important it is to have people disagree behind the camera as well as in front of the camera. Oh, that was like a final behind the scene.
That was indeed a fun move to make it inclusive. I mean, that just made a statement about everyone be a part of this film, which is really, I thought it was just a really class touch to it. Another question that's come in is, maybe you can answer this, Rickey. Are there any bloopers of funny moments that may have happened while filming?
Yeah, there's a couple for sure. I guess I have to go back to that football scene. So I guess like Andrew mentioned, I'm not the best at kicking, even though I was working on it, and I think I got a little better. But I remember we were filming the part where I end up kicking the winning field goal, and I don't know if it was the first take or the second take, but when I go back to kick, and mind you, we have extras in the stand. It's there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people watching me do this thing that I know I'm not so great at. But I give it my all, and I go to kick the ball, and it hits one of the high school kids. I mean, I don't know if I can see. It hits him right in the lower abdominal area. And he just falls over, and regardless of if I make it or not, everyone's supposed to cheer because we're just supposed to make it seem like I make it. So we're all cheering, and he's folded over, and I go over, and I'm like, "Are you okay, man? I'm so sorry." I that would have never I could have never done that again, even if I tried. But I do remember seeing the footage of that. Hopefully, Andrew deleted it. I don't know, but yeah, that was a really pretty funny blooper. And then we had just Shannon was always cracking jokes, so it would be hard to stay in character when she would be on set. That was always a fun time.
I watch it every day. So
watch it every day.
No, there's a lot of funny moments. We have a behind the scenes documentary coming out.
Yeah.
Point and be available. So it shows how much fun we have. It feels like a fun moment. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be awesome.
Okay, we can't wait to see it. As we're wrapping up here, start with you, Andrew. What's next for you? Are you working on anything now? If not, I can give you a suggestion. Best summer ever too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually working on a TV show. I'm developing. So, getting a lot of good feedback on that. So hopefully it gets some traction. But yeah, and I'm a producer. So if you need a movie or show, just call me.
Oh, well, great. You heard that, audience. Contact Andrew. Before I ask you, Rickey, what's next for you? We have one more question that's come in, and they want to know: does Sage have an album? Does Shannon DeVito have an album, or maybe Mumu has an album? Do any you know that?
Yeah, Mumu is on Spotify, MUMU on all the platforms. She sings a lot of songs. Yeah, she's very talented. And she actually doesn't sing a lot, but she has a great YouTube channel. But she does a lot of comedy. She's hilarious. But yeah. And the album for the movie will be available at the end of the month. So if you want to buy the album, it'll be on all platforms. So, yeah.
That's good to know that there's an album being produced from this film. And yeah, like Andrew said, check out Shannon DeVito on YouTube. She does comedy. That's her, one of her areas too. So you, Rickey, what's next for you? Too bad you're not doing Best Summer Ever too.
Yeah, it's too bad, but it's fine because I'm going to be in Inception 2 alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, so we're all good on that front. No, that's not true at all. They're not making that. Right now I'm working on a script with like a college friend of mine. We're in that space right now where it's like we can either wait for the phone to ring or we can start producing our own work. So he wrote up a screenplay that's pretty amazing. He's a college buddy of mine, and we're just assembling a team right now. We have like a couple of editors from Chicago that are going to come down, and we're going to start having like meetings and stuff and casting people soon. And we plan to film that by the end of this year-ish or something. But yeah, stay tuned for that. The working title right now is Scam. So which sounds funny. It's not a scam though. You don't have to pay to get into any kind of program. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm focusing on right now. And I'm always auditioning, always looking for opportunities to collaborate with passionate artists who want to share their message with the world. Yeah. Hire me. Do it. Just do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it.
Great. Well, you both have my vote of confidence for, your future endeavors. Well, I'd like to thank you both very much. We were pleased to be joined by the producer of Best Summer Ever, Andrew Pilkington, and the actor of Best Summer Ever, Rickey Wilson. Thank you so much for joining us, for making this one of the best interviews ever. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This is an honor.
Okay, my pleasure. And I'd like to thank you, our audience, for joining us for this important and invigorating conversation. For more information about the current 45th Cleveland International Film Festival or any upcoming festival, please continue to follow us on social media or visit clevelandfilm.org. I'm Eric Siler. Thank you.
Bye.